Welcome to another episode of R&R Raw and Real with Shaz. I'm your host, Shaz, and today we're going to dive into a topic that is kind of really close to my heart. It's the idea of dimming your light to make others comfortable. So we've been talking a lot on my podcast show about being like adults and healing and being a better person, just trying to be, break those generational curses. So we started with self-pressure, and then we worked our way up to self-care, dating ourselves, spending time with ourselves, relearning and reloving on ourselves, protecting your peace, your energy, betting on yourself. If there's nobody out here that you can bet on, why wouldn't you just bet on yourself? Then we went to not settling for less, and then bonding with some of those traumas that we've coped with. When those traumas that we had, we found a way to cope with it, and it's hard to break away from traumas in a sense. So we talked about that. And then last week we talked about forgiving yourself. So this week we are going to go into dimming your light. Dimming your light to make others comfortable. It's almost like you're necessarily insulting the other person. For instance, when somebody walks into a room, let's say, and instead of letting your light shine because you are that type of person, you kind of like step back because maybe you know this person and you know how this person is, and you're like, oh, they just that type of person, let me step back. When in actuality, before they even got there, you was the life of the party. But you pulled yourself out of it and was like, oh, well, let me, this my girl. And it's like, or this my dude or whatever. You're really insulting yourself because you're not being your authentic self. You're not being who you're supposed to be. You really sat back and let this other person take on the light when they didn't even deserve it. This person is not that type of person. They really just not. They more likely a follower, or they more likely somebody who needs validation from other people to feel like they are something when you're naturally just that person. You just naturally have it. So to dim your light is to suppress your true self, your talents, your passions, your ambitions, all that accommodates the insecurities or expectations of others. Whether you do it out of fear of like outshining the other person, fear of criticism, fear of not fitting in. That's a lot of the time what it is. It has always kind of been like that. Like this whole dimming your light stuff has started as more than likely a young age. All of us have dimmed our light for somebody in the room who necessarily didn't even deserve it. And we did it because we wanted to fit in. We didn't want to be that person like, oh, they think they better than everybody. No, I just might really be better at it than you in a sense. I don't mean to boast about it, but I mean, why do I have to dim myself and make myself and people be like, oh, humble yourself? I hate when people say that. I hate when people be like, humble yourself because you really not all of that. And it's like, no, I really am. I really do this. I'm built for this. I'm made for this. This is really my calling. Like I'm really just myself. And a lot of people don't sit well when somebody does better than them. And that's not fair. A lot of that happens within friend groups. You got that one friend who just tries to outshine everybody. But everybody in the friend group know it's that girl over there. That is probably the right person for the job. But because this person has to feel validation, that's really what that is. They need to feel validated for literally every single thing that they do because they have no originality about them. They're always picking off of other people, or they'll just like make other people feel bad and like belittle people. They like to belittle people to make themselves feel bigger. And we all got that type of friend. We all have that person. We know that person. And you see the other people in their friend group like just sitting back, and it's like, but why isn't this person like where they should be? Like this person really deserves the praise and everything because that's really who this person is. So dimming your light also comes at like a high cost. I remember being in a situation where I don't want to say too much without saying too much. In a sense, I don't want to say too much, but I mean, look, okay. I've been singing since I was about maybe 5, like in church. So if you don't know, I am a church girl at heart, born and raised in the church. And I was a soloist. When my mom and my grandfather first heard me sing, it was like, okay, we need to get her, on stage. We need to get her voice lessons. We need to get her breathing lessons, all this different type of stuff. This is the routine because my mom sings and my grandfather sings, and this is what we've done. This is what they've always done. So at a young age, I joined a choir, and I was a star. I didn't necessarily like the limelight. Still don't like the limelight. I don't know how this is going to work out, but it is. But I started singing in the church a lot, and my voice outshined the others. I had no control over that. I don't know. I'm a kid. So I went from singing in a choir to eventually taking solo requests. So then that's when a lot of things started to change as far as the people in my group of friends. I worked on my voice. I put in the work. I was constantly in training. I was constantly going over, notes. I even had to learn how to play piano so that I can learn how to read music in a sense and follow notes and like all this different stuff. But nobody really knew that because that was real personal. We kept everything personal in my family. So I really put in the work to be a really good singer. And when you start to sing a lot and when you start to travel, I think I traveled and sang in my first church when I was about 8. I was 8 years old and we traveled to Columbus for me to sing in Columbus. And then the ball just kept rolling. I constantly got asked to sing around different churches in Ohio. And so there were other people from other churches and within my church who could also sing, right? But I got constantly asked to sing all the time. And I would be like, okay, maybe we should give this person a try. Or I would pretend like I would be sick sometimes just so I didn't have to, because it started to tear me and some friends apart. That is a whole prime example of dimming your light. I chose to step down sometimes so that the other person could get their shine. And it's like, now that I look back at it, I've done this a lot throughout life, but this is kind of like where it started. I literally would, I can't believe I really would play sick. And like I don't feel good to let this other person get the solo in this. Or, it was just times where I was in plays, right? And I would get the leads. This sounds so bad, but I would get the leads. Okay. And I would get the leads, and the leads person obviously got the best part, has to sing, blah, blah, blah. Right. And I would be like, I wouldn't even try out because I would hear the snickers and the laughs and the looks that I would get from people that I thought I was cool with. Now, mind you, I'm Shaz. I'm cool with everybody. I never really had confrontation with anybody. I don't like confrontation. You can go ahead and keep that over there. I like to be cool with everybody. I like everybody around me to get along. That's just me. That's how I always am. That's how I'm always going to be. But when I would come around, people would start acting weird and funny and then be like snickering and stuff in the corner. Like, what you laughing at? That Cardi B little sound that's going around. Yeah, ha 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 ha, you funny, but I'm even funnier. I would feel like that because you think you funny and you trying to be slick and you saying slick stuff on the side, but watch, all right, don't make me pull your card and pull your business. While you sitting over there talking about me and I ain't never did nothing to you, ain't never said nothing to you. You just mad because I got the role. How you mad that I got a role that, hey, look, I ain't asked for it. A lot of the times I didn't ask for it. But it was given to me because I fit what they were looking for. How you gonna be mad at me? I'm just, okay. I'm just doing it. But then I hear you over there, you my friend, and you feeling some type of way. So I'll be like, no, I ain't gonna I ain't gonna take the lead role on this one. I'm not gonna take the solo on this one. And then they ask you to do it, and you blow it. You blew it. But you mad at me because it was given to me. So that's when I started dimming my light, okay? And that was a major cost to me because maybe that was a blessing for me to be doing what I was doing and being where I was. And the people that did gravitate towards me were always people that was like, yo, you really deserve everything that you had coming. You're a good person. You're a good person. You're a good friend. You're a nice person. Like, you don't do nothing. You don't say nothing crazy. You don't be talking about nobody for real. You know, for real. But come on now. I was a teenager. We all talk mess. But I really genuinely was a good person. I had a good heart. And I would feel like I didn't deserve that stuff. Because I would be like, oh, well, maybe they deserve it because they got it harder than me or something like that. And it's like, I just kept doing that. And that cost me a lot. That cost me my love, no lie, for music. Because I started to pull away from it. Because I would, at some point, believe that I wasn't good enough. That my voice wasn't strong enough. My voice wasn't, powerful enough. I couldn't do those crazy runs. I still can't do it. Maybe because it's not for me. But I would try. But I also know my lane. I'm gonna stay over here. That stuff is meant for y'all over there. But that cost me a lot. That cost me a lot. And I'm trying to find a way to get back to my love for music now. And all of that stemmed from dimming my light for other people. Like, I ain't gonna do this no more. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's good, well, and done over with. So now you can kind of like ask yourself in a sense, like, where did yours start? Like, when did you start dimming your light for other people to make them feel comfortable or to make them feel like they're winning? And has it really cost you a lot? Has it cost you your sanity? Has it cost you friendships? Do you feel like you sacrifice more for other people versus for yourself? And like just walking into your purpose, into your light, into who you're supposed to be? Are you living authentically now that you're kind of like aware of this type of stuff? And since you've been working on yourself, since you've been working on healing and growing, are you fixing that vision so that your light stops being dim? Because there are people that come in our lives who they see the light in us. They see it. And they try to tell us like, yo, you shine real bright in a lit room. And I know some of y'all have heard that before. Or some people, like when they decide to give you something, they give you something like sunflowers. Or you have a love for sunflowers in a sense. Sunflowers have always been a sign of light. At least to me, like every time I see a sunflower, it just seemed like the light be beaming all around it. I'm pretty sure y'all have heard people say that type of stuff about you. Like, oh man, your light shines so bright. Don't let nobody dim your light. Don't let nobody dim your light. It's because they see it in you. But we're so blinded. We don't see it because we've been dimming it for so long ourselves. We're standing in the way. And at some point, we have to break free from ourselves, from dimming our own lights. We have to embrace ourselves and accept ourselves. Like, embrace your light unapologetically. I know I said that wrong. I'm going to say that one more time. Embrace your light unapologetically. It means pursuing your dreams, speaking your truth, celebrating your success without feeling guilty. Celebrating your success without feeling guilty. As if you didn't deserve it, as if you didn't work hard for it. A lot of us celebrate in silence. No, celebrate out loud. Celebrate out loud who you are and what you've accomplished. Stop dimming your own light. The next person, light who you was dimming for, they don't care nothing about you. They gonna keep shining and they gonna keep doing whatever they want to do while you sitting over there wondering why this hasn't hit or this hasn't gone right or that didn't go this way. It's because you're blocking your own light. You don't see it. So you have to do the work to pull back and see and move out your own way. Move out your own way so that your light can shine the way it was intended to shine. And the beautiful part about when you start to not dim your light, when you start to shine, you shine so bright. You feel so good. You look in the mirror and you almost see like a different person because you've been walking around with this dark cloud over you for so long. And when you do shine, it's going to feel crazy. It's going to look crazy. You're going to look like a different person to yourself in the mirror, in a sense. You really going to be like, yo, I'm glowing today. I'm shining today because I'm walking in my purpose. I'm doing what I said I was going to do. I stopped dimming my light for other people who obviously don't care about me. They didn't care about me anyway, so bump you. You're authentic. And you have so much courage now. You become that beacon of hope that people talk about. Like, be a beacon of hope. You are that now because you chose to shine. You're not, sometimes you will struggle. You will struggle sometimes to embrace that light. But don't stop embracing it. It's okay to sit back, and if you have to cry sometimes because like you have to sit back and realize like, wow, I really was something I never thought that I was. Like, I really shine bright. Like, what my girl Rihanna say? Shine bright like a diamond. That's my song. But for real, shine bright, bruh. Like, don't let your friend make you feel some type of way. Your friends want to make you feel some type of way, it's maybe you need to change your group of friends. Your friends should always push you to be your better self. Your friends should always help your light shine even more. Your friends, your family, the job that you're in, if they don't let you shine, keep it moving. Get another job. You find something that you need to do that's going to make you shine. Because there are people around you that see it. And it's so many people in the world that lost their life that had a bright light, but it was dimmed so bad they couldn't even see it. It was so dark for them. And some people took their own lives. I know a few people personally that had really bright lights, so bright. My best friend. My best friend who passed away, his light was so bright, but he just couldn't see it. He couldn't see it. And I tried as his friend, and I never stopped trying to show him like, bruh, like you're a star. You're a freaking star. You light up a room with your smile. You ain't even saying nothing. The dude was a comedian. Nigga was funny. Nigga was really funny. But he didn't get to make it to see his light shine. He didn't get to make it. But as his friend, I'm going to make it. And I'm going to keep shining because I feel like that's what he would want me to do. Because he would tell me all the time, like, bro, don't turn down that road because you want to give it to so-and-so so they can feel good about themselves, so they can feel like they good enough. Like, don't do that. Because now you sitting over there mad because now they getting up there singing or they getting up there doing a part and they sound stupid. They just stumbling over the words. Like, you should have never gave up that part. You should have had it. You knew you wanted it anyway. But now you mad in the corner because you were understudy. Like, you the backup singer. Like, no, that's not true. You're not a backup singer. You are a soloist for a reason. That's what you were supposed to do. So I'm gonna work on shining my light now. Like, I have so much more purpose. I have my whys. I have my whys as to why I need to do this. Not just other people. It's me. I'm my why. I deserve this. And I'm not going to let nobody step in the way of that. You trying to step in and make me feel like I'm, all right, maybe I should be humble. Like, humble yourself. Bruh, you can humble, you know what? You can humble, you know what? You really can, because I'm not. I am humble. I'm humble. I'm worthy because God said I was worthy. So I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. I didn't need you to say that. That's like a slick way of trying to make you feel like some type of way. Like, nah, I'm cool. You're not about to tell me that. I don't need to be reminded to humble myself. What are you talking about? I worked hard to get here. I am humble. Trust me. All right. So as we wrap it up, I love to come with a quote. So I got a quote. And today's quote is, "Don't use your time here to cater to other people's ego by playing it small." I like that. When I read that 2 days ago, I was like, ooh, because I'm not here to cater to other people. I'm here to be a light to other people. And if you want me to sit back on the sidelines for you, that's not going to happen. That's not my role at all. So again, the quote was, "Don't use your time here to cater to other people's ego by playing it small." You think it's small. I'm going to need you to think big. I'm going to need you to think big. And then too, I wanted to repeat what I said earlier. Embrace your light unapologetically. I don't care if I say that word wrong. So thank you so much for joining me this week. And thank you also for joining me on this healing journey. I read the comments. I read the DMs. When you guys share and be like, yo, this was right on point. I appreciate it. That lets me know, like, I'm not the only one, obviously. But it lets you know you're not the only one. Someone just like you is saying these things and going through this life of journey and healing and putting yourself together, breaking generational curses while there's a train going on right now. I told you something crazy was going to happen. Gotta love living in Cleveland, right? But I thank you so much for joining me on this journey, this healing journey. And, we just unpacking things one episode at a time. I really do appreciate all the shares, the comments, the follows, the subscriptions. Make sure you guys follow my YouTube page too. Okay, thank you. But I want to thank you so much. And I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, thanks again for signing on with me. I'm out. Peace.